Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Scenes at Solent Turf, where we're trying to add a landscaping merchant onto a 50-year-old turf farm. I'm Jack, that's George, and this is Building a Family Business, Episode 7. Cue the music. In this week's episode, my dad drives a backwards tractor. Backwards. George films with water on his lens, and I decide to start using a torch in broad daylight. Hello guys, it's Sunday night, just trying to get prepped up for the week ahead. Just having a look over the diary, see what we've got coming up. It's actually looking quite quiet for the week. It's a pattern that I've been seeing lately, is when I have a look over the calendar Sunday, there's not much in it. And then come Monday morning, the phone starts ringing and the orders come flooding in. Yeah, it's just a pattern that we're seeing at the moment. Nobody seems to really be forward booking that far in advance. But yeah, had a good weekend. Had the day off yesterday. Went up to Bath for the day, which was really nice. All looked around the Christmas markets. In fact, that's a lie. It wasn't nice. There was too many people there. It was absolutely packed. Not really my scene. Wish my girlfriend's behind the camera right now. She's not looking impressed. But yeah, personally, I'd have been happier at work all day. But
it was a lovely day, darling.
I suppose it was nice to have some downtime and build the energy levels back up, ready for another week. And this is actually my last working week until Christmas, until next year, through no choice of my own. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can say, I suppose I can say, can't I? Because by the time this goes out, it would have happened. But I've been called into jury service over December. And now, what's the date today? 2nd? First, it's the 1st of December today. Get this week done, that's going to be the 7th, and then yeah, I'm into jury service for at least 2 weeks, and then it's going to be Christmas. And then straight after Christmas, I'm away with George, we're away skiing or snowboarding. So yeah, that's a bit frustrating because that's really going to halt the progress and sort of the momentum that I feel we had at the minute. And also, I don't know what that means for the YouTube videos. I've been trying to tell George that he's going to have to step in and film them, but his track record of that is not great. He's not good at remembering to get the camera out. So I need to have a little think around that one. The only option we've got is, like I say, I think we're about 3 weeks ahead with content that we've got filmed. So whether he can try and get a week filmed, and then we don't film for a week, let one of them other episodes go out, and then we're down to 2 weeks in advance. In a way, I was thinking that might be better, because otherwise, as it stands, our Christmas episode is going to be going out probably end of January, which is a bit weird. So yeah, I need to have a little think around that one. What else was I going to touch on? Yes, the meeting last week that I said we all had. Really good, actually. Really glad we sat down and done that. It's something that we need to get better at, is getting them booked in the calendar more often for the four of us to just sit down together, put our heads together and just brainstorm and make sure that we're reviewing the previous week, what went well, what went wrong, what do we need to change, and also planning for the next week and planning for not just the next week, but really staying 6 months ahead of ourselves and focusing on that big lofty end goal. Because if we don't do that, we're just going to be Groundhog Day, day in, day out, and you're not getting the growth. So that's something that I'm really trying to focus on at the moment. One of the things that come from that meeting is we've mapped out the whole of 25 now. We know what 25 is going to look like. And the starting point of that is George is actually going to come off of the grab lorry. And we're going to look to hire a full-time grab driver. And George will move into like a business development sales role. Because it's something I've been pushing for a long time. I think that his talent, he's wasted driving his grab lorry, because he's so good at building connections, maintaining relationships. He could charm a brick wall, George could. So him driving around in the grab all day, I don't think is the best, is using his time to the best for the company. So yeah, we'll be looking to move him off the grab and bring in a new driver. So anybody based in the Southampton area, if you're looking for an ambitious growth mindset company to come and work for, yeah, I don't know, I'll put the email in the description, or drop us a message on Instagram, Stanford Brothers UK, or you can go on the Solent Turf Supplies website and phone up the office if you are interested in that. And on that as well, I'm going to try and experiment a little bit. I don't know if it's going to work, but I just been making some notes then, just like brain dumping. And I'm wondering whether I could combine like a lorry driving role and put them on some sort of sales incentives. I I see a lot of our competition, sort of the big companies that we're up against, and they're lorry drivers. And don't get me wrong, you meet some really, really good ones, but more often or not, there seems to be like a bit of disconnect between the drivers and the culture of the business. I don't know if it's because they're out on their own a lot and they're not around the rest of the team as much as everybody else is, so they kind of like they lose the feel for the culture. But for me, I think they're one of the most crucial member of the team. They're the front line. They're the guys that are meeting the customers, talking to the customers, delivering the product on site. They're reoccurring customers. They're meeting them continuously every single week. So I think it's so crucial that they really buy into the culture of the company and can be leading that from the front. So I don't know, it's a tricky one. It's somebody that goes into driving, being the sort of person that wants to be combining that with sales. I've not heard of it done before. I could be wrong, so I don't know if it'll work or not, but I'm going to give it a go. Just giving them some small sales incentives, whether they can upsell when they're out on site, maybe talking to the neighbours. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure that bit out at the minute and whether that's something we could do or not. If anybody out there has done something similar and it's either been successful or not successful, it'd be really interesting to hear. So what I'm going to do now is just following on from our team meeting last week is I'm going to map out a plan for the next 90 days of everything that we want to achieve in the short term, and I'm going to print it out. I've actually nicked this from somebody else I saw on YouTube, a young guy called Taylor Tassie. It's definitely worth checking him out. If you like the entrepreneurial type videos, like he is someone I really recommend going to watch. So yeah, what I'm going to do is print it out, put it in a frame. I'm going to put it on my home desk. I'm going to put it on the office desk, put it on George's desk, put it up in the yard office as well, so that wherever we go, it's all right in front of our faces, so we can't get away from it. And just make sure that we're doing everything we can to hit that over the next 90 days. And then we'll just extend it on from there, the next 90 days, to make sure that we're always driving forwards as best as we can. I think that's something we've not been good at over the last years, really. So I really want to hone in on that. So yeah, that's what we're doing Sunday night. I'm going to carry on with that now, and I will see you guys bright and early Monday morning. I'm just having a wander and a look at the turf. There's one thing that I really want to do is make sure we're focusing on improving the product year on year. There's no point just growing the same product the same way we always has. We've got to make sure that we're improving every single year. So I'm really passionate about trying to grow the best turf that we possibly can. I know it's always going to be difficult down south, we're not on the best ground for it, but there's still a lot we could be doing to make it better and better every single year. I'm just looking at the moment and it's looking nice and green, but I'm trying to decide whether we mow it or not, get it shorter and tighter. The feedback we do get is that it could do with being shorter. This field is so big and open. The wind just rips through here, which doesn't help, which also takes the colour out. If you cut it short and then we have a couple of colder nights and the wind picks up, you can really pull the colour out of it. So yeah, I'm just trying to decide what to do on that front. I could just mow one side, because we've opened up through the middle, and if it looks okay, we could do the other side, or if it doesn't, if it does take the colour out, then we'll just have to move over to the other side and harvest that end. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out this morning. I've just been round to pick up the Land Rover and put him back in the field now. His dad's now back in his lorry. I think he's mucking around with his mowers down here, so we're going to see what he's up to. What's your golf tip of the week? Well, that's the other guy, isn't it? You must have some advice though. As a father of a scratch golfer, all he talks to you about is golf.
Don't let him do it. Fit's business. Just let him play weekends. Had a hole in it. We couldn't get one, so we had to weld it up.
So this is the valve that you with Norm was welding last Friday.
Yeah.
Fire it up and see if it's worked actually.
Yeah.
We think there's something in there that sort of shuts the oil flow off and then sends it into different directions. We're not really too sure. We're going to see if this has worked. Hi, bruv.
Morning.
How many rounds you getting at the weekend?
One.
Only one? Did you shoot par?
No, it was foursomes. We won though. Didn't play very well.
It's always next week, isn't it? What's your golf tip of the week then?
Golf. tip of the week is tee up the ball on the side of the tee marker where you don't want to miss on the fairway.
Nice one.
Wasn't it the Land Rover come in, fill up with fuel?
No, I'm just waiting for you to do this, and then I'll fill it up.
The lorry's out the way now. You
But-
forgot, didn't you?
I better go get it then, didn't I? What are you doing here?
Where's the sneaky one?
Going out tomorrow? Nice, that's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. Old Brandon, need to get rid of that one.
It's actually Instagram, I think.
I'll show them your TikTok strap hack
Right.
for getting rid of all this loose strap.
Get
We
the
do it
strap,
all on this channel, we're keeping people safe and everything.
Get a loop in your hands. Wind it up. Go round the back. Keep this loop in there. And then just keep spinning it like this. And it gets tight. That's not going anywhere.
Say the magic words. How legal is that?
Yeah, that's allowed.
Is it?
Yeah, I've never had one come undone before.
Never got someone's bike handlebars caught on that.
Nah, as long as it's inside the lorry around the house, you're fine.
Yeah. This is how we transport the diesel to all the machines over the field. So back at the yard in the barn we got a big diesel tank and then a smaller one in the back of the Land Rover. So we fill the one up in the Land Rover, transport it to the field and then put it into the machines, which is a bit of a workout. But before that we were taking everything from here in jerry cans, so that was a right palaver. So this is, although it's still a bit of a workout, loads easier than it was. Ideally we'd have something set up over the field. We are kind of looking into it. We just bought another container that we're going to put in the entrance of the field over there so we can set it up as like a mini workshop, put some just basic tools in there. I am wondering whether we can do something with the diesel bowser over there, but it's just that whole security element again, is whether it's actually going to stay there, and it'll only be a matter of time before it gets nicked probably. We have tried it in the past, not to that level, just leaving cans sort of stashed away, but sure enough somehow they ended up finding them.
Right.
Do you want to explain to the viewers what you've done today? Because I'm not really sure. Been to the shop by the looks of things, I can see that.
Eating a lot of food. Delivered some giant Swiss rolls. Unloaded that.
Georgia just down there at Second Chance Children's Charity, which is a local charity to us. They do lots of work with disadvantaged children. We've just donated a couple of pallets of turf into them, which I think they're going to, with the kids, turf out a little path around the pond down the bottom where they can go on walks and stuff like that. So yeah, feels good, really nice to be able to give something back to the local community. Tuesday evening and we are just reviewing the new website that we're having built. We've now signed off on all of the design work. I am now just submitting the content form for all the copy which is going on the site. I can see George is also online his end, putting his input into it, which is good. So we're just working through that this evening. But I will hold my hands up. I think I've made a massive mistake, and I'm starting to regret my decision in not going for a e-commerce site which allows people to purchase online. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I haven't. Well, I know what I was thinking. I was trying to save money, and I knew it was so much more expensive to build out an e-commerce site, especially with the amount of products that we're going to be adding to the range. But looking back on it, I think that was the wrong decision. Because common sense tells me if people want to buy a sleeper, they want to go online, look at prices of sleepers, add it to their basket and buy it. They don't want to muck around with picking up the phone, ringing the office, placing an order over the phone. People just want to click, click, done. So I think I've messed that up, which is a bit annoying and it's really bugging me. I don't know why I didn't just bite the bullet, because we're going to have to do it down the line at some point anyway. So yeah, that's what's on my mind at the minute. Having a bit of a deflated afternoon actually. There's a few things that are bugging me. I showed you that we went and looked at some land the other week. Our offer come back today and it has been rejected. So that's fallen flat on its face. Me and George had an offer on a property that we were trying to purchase, which looked like it was going through. Again, that's also come back this afternoon. It's been rejected. So yeah, a little bit frustrated this evening. Just looking through this now, and it needs to have some sort of online order facility. I'm going to have to see if we can sort of bolt it on afterwards. But yeah, anyway, in the words of Sir Captain Tom, tomorrow will be a good day. So onwards and upwards. We've been a bit quiet on the turf front the last few days, but we're back in the full swing of things today. George has just gone out with a load, so I'm going to take the opportunity to change the blade on the machine. Got a nice new shiny one here to go on, and then I've got a full load to cut. I just noticed that it's getting to the point that when the rolls are coming up, it's not being cut really clean. The blade's almost just pushing its way through rather than cutting. So I put this one on and then it should cut the root fibres nice and clean. So yeah, I'll show you how we swap it. It's not the easiest thing to do. It's a bit of a pig to change. It's right down in here, if you can see that. So it's yeah, a bit tricky to get the old one out and the new one back in. So if anyone from Browra ever sees this, if you could come up with a new design for holding your blades on, that would be amazing. Because it is something that you're continuously replacing very regularly. And it's almost at the point where you don't change it regularly enough because it's such a horrible job to do. I've now got the old one off and you can see the difference between the old one and the new one. how much more chunky this new red one is compared to that. That's how much it's worn. But not only that, it's also on the back of the blades. You lose the pitch on the back of them, and will start causing it to lift out the ground as you're cutting along. So yeah, if I get this new one on and get back cutting. Also got my little pot of bolts out. We're going to go for new washers, new bolts and new nuts as well. So everything will be replaced and good to go. That's a new blade put on. Really enjoyed that, led in the mud this morning. Ideal start to the day, but it had to be done. George is now back in for another load. Hey? Yeah, that is true. It could be worse, it could be raining, so it's worth getting it done whilst it's dry. Otherwise, next week, we might have been doing it in the rain. Where Solent Turf all started with this whole thing.
The backwards tractor.
We just dragged it out the hedge down the bottom. It's been down there about 10 years. Put a battery on it, fired it up straight on the button.
What's older, Dad, you or that tractor?
Still me. It is a very wet and miserable Thursday today. I had a bit of a late start today. I had to go to the dentist this morning. But I've been quite busy in the yard this morning. We've sold quite a bit of material out of there, which again is really good. Really starting to see now that when the turf's quiet, we're still selling landscaping products. So I'm really happy to keep seeing that. Website should be dropping soon. We need to really up the marketing, and hopefully we'll have a good winter with it, and it'll really serve the purpose of what we tried to add it on for in the first place. But yeah, I'm now back at the field. I've got a little bit of turf to cut. I've got a customer coming in to pick up about 3 pallets. They'll be here in a minute. Just sat in the harvester now, just letting the oil temperature get up to where it needs to be before we can start harvesting. Then we'll get that done, get them loaded, and back over to the yard again this afternoon. And my dad probably should get back there about the same time. It's now like 2:30. He left not long ago fully loaded, so by the time he gets all that delivered and dropped off, yeah, we should be back about the same time. Well, that is it for another week out on the turf field. And well, for me, that's it until the new year as well. I start my jury service next week, which will take me right up till Christmas. So I will still be working remotely, but nothing interesting that you guys are going to want to see. So we're relying on George the next couple of weeks now to get some content for you guys. Definitely starting to quieten down now for the run up to Christmas. So there wasn't as much tractor action to show you this week, which from the comments is what people tend to like most, so sorry about that. I'm just getting everything put away and locked up at the field now, then headed back over to the office. Going to have a weekly team meeting, little debrief for the week, and then I have got a little bit of work to do tonight actually, which I might grab the camera out and show you what I'm up to. Something a little bit different, so I might show you that later on. But for now, that's another week at Solent Turf done. That downpipe's leaking, needs reconnecting. Get John on that next week. Nice and warm, yeah? It's an off switch. Not been in here in ages. A little look around, shall we? Something's different in here, isn't it? No, that's what the tenants put in, I think. Well, they left it. Yeah, because they put in, the one we put in, they didn't think was big enough. So they asked if they could put a second one in.
Where's that?
This one, that's what we put in. Oh, the paint stayed though. When we painted this, there was loads of like grease that kept coming through the wall and we just couldn't get it to cover. But it seems to be alright, it's not come back through. Did we put that clock up?
Mm-hmm. Switch outside for it.
No, I think we put it on.
No, there's a switch outside for it.
Yeah, there was, but I think they changed it to a sensor.
Oh.
Oh look, your handrail's not stayed. So, something a little bit different for you guys. A passion of mine and George's is property investment, and we have a small property portfolio, and we're here in an Airbnb that we have in Southampton. So I just thought I'd show you around for something a little bit different. We've had this place coming up to a year now, I think it is, and I've not been back since we originally let it out, so it's nice to come back and have a look around. Almost forgot what it looked like, because the first tenants have just moved out. Because although we had it, I said we put it on Airbnb, we sort of set it up and marketed it towards like long-term contractors. So we've had 6 contractors in here for nearly a year, and then we've got a family that are taking it on tomorrow, who have got a contract working in Southampton until about next August, I believe. So hopefully they'll stay for the best part of a year. But they requested that they wanted some desks put in and some office chairs. So we've had 2 desks put in. I'm just dropping some office chairs in now. So that's what we're doing this evening. But yeah, I'll show you a little tour. This is obviously the lounge area. We wanted to get 2 bathrooms in, so we squeezed a bathroom, downstairs bathroom, in where the sort of dining area was before. So we could find this as a lounge area and a little dining area. We just put a little table in with some bench seating, and also be pushed up against the wall to create more space if that's what the tenants want to do. We'll just let them sort of organise that how they want. Now, this is the entrance coming into the property. So as you come in, first on the left, we've got downstairs bedroom. We've set every bedroom up the same. So we've got these beds are like interlockable. So you can slide them together and lock them together to create a double, or pull them apart to have 2 singles to create a twin room. It really depends on what the guests want. So whoever books it out, we sort of find out up front what sort of arrangement they want, how they want it configured, and then we make sure it's ready for them when they move in. And coming through to sort of the kitchen area. So you've got kitchen through here, then this was like the dining area, but we put this stud work up and created a downstairs bathroom, because otherwise we'd have only had 1 bathroom upstairs, and we thought if we're going to have 6 contractors in here, and they're all trying to get through the shower in the morning, that ideally we needed 2 showers. So yeah, we've built this stud work, created a downstairs bathroom. Really pleased with how clean and tidy it is actually. I was a bit nervous to come back here. I thought that 6 contractors in here for nearly a year. I was preparing for the worst and what condition it was going to be in. Then we come through to the kitchen. We've just done a bit of a basic refurb on the kitchen. It's all the same units. So we put a new worktop on, new hob, new cabinet for the extractor. Put some new handles on, the new door handles on. Just gave it a little bit of a freshen up. It still looks really good as well. We'll go upstairs with another 2 bedrooms up here. So 3 bedrooms all together, 2 beds in each room, 6 beds. Panelling still looks really smart, doesn't it? Then we've got upstairs bathroom. Pretty standard, again just a basic refurb. Put some aqua panels on the wall to go over the old tiles because they didn't really look that great. Put a new basin and unit in. Yeah. And then 2 bedrooms either side up here. They're pretty much the same. Strange, because all these are done in singles. I thought they were put to doubles, or at least one. We had to put 2 desks in, so I guess they put one downstairs. Yeah, there's one in here. So these are the desks we put in. We just need to grab a couple of chairs, put the chairs in, and it'll be ready for them tomorrow. Oh, your plants died. Is that real? No, it's not real.
No.
It looks dead, doesn't it? Only you could kill a fake plant. You see how good your video skills are now. You've got to get past the mirror without filming yourself. Right, what else do we need to see? Anything? Get the chairs in, shall we?
Yeah.
Right, if Storm Dara gets me, come and get me. Horrible out there. 1 chair. This is actually our old office chair from home. That's the only downside when you get involved with property, is just everything in your house you end up giving away. Two chairs. We need to sort this porch door out, don't we? It just keeps banging. It's all swelled up, I think. It needs to be a proper external door. Got anything to clean these with? Right, white upstairs or black upstairs? White upstairs. Boss has spoken. I'm gonna have to find something to clean that way. I'll borrow your jumper. Does that look alright? Try it out. Right, what am I going to clean that with? Some toilet roll? I can't use the toilet roll. The cleaners have put the nice little points on it ready for the guests. I'll never be able to figure out how to do that again. Where is it? Oh, this spray. What, that? Can I use that? I don't think this is what this is for.
No, it's for mould.
This is when I twist it. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. That one's more on theme with the colour, isn't it? That get your approval?
Mm-hmm.
Thumbs up. Good. Done then, haven't we? Ready for the guests to move in tomorrow. So that's it for another week, guys. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I know it sounded a little bit different. Let us know if you like this kind of content, whether you want to see more of this, whether you want to see some more behind the scenes personal type stuff, or whether you just prefer the turf production side of things like previous videos. So thanks for watching episode 7 of Building a Family Business. I hope you guys have had a great week, and I'll see you on the next one.